Welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on a Cyclops. We're going to pull the power steering off. We're really not doing anything specific. We're just going to tear it apart. This machine is going for parts. We're going to get the steering wheel pulled off, and we're going to pull the whole column off and the harness and everything, and we're going to unhook the hydraulics. So just right along. We're not doing anything that is crucial, and we're just going to get it apart. 15/16 on the steering wheel. We're going to soak it. A lot of times the Cyclops will come right apart, so we'll see if this one does. Let it soak just for a few seconds. We'll let it work a little bit. There, and it came right off. The Cyclops ones come off. The 82 series won't. The large frames won't either. So we're going to pull off that ring right there, or that washer. Now inside they have a brass piece right here. That's what holds your steering wheel straight on your column. I save all them parts because you just never know when you're going to need them. We have a snap ring right here. It needs to be removed. Now we're going to try to do this snap ring right. We might end up breaking it to get it off. A lot of times that they're already broke. And that one we were able to get right off. So we're going to save that. We're going to soak the steering shaft down. It's probably never been lubricated before. So we're going to take out the switch right here for the electric clutch. And we're going to drop the harness out of it a little bit. And we're going to do the key switch also. Needle nose pliers. They're kind of countersunk in there, so they're a little bit of a job. They're 5/8, so, but they're still difficult to get off. And this one here is going to be a tough one also. Put the switch up about halfway. Once we get it moving, it should come right off. We'll see if the socket will get right in there. It might. I've had best luck with a 5/8 half-inch drive to get them off. We're not quite there yet. Now, we're just doing this video just to show one coming apart. This is something that happens here every day. Taking machines apart, you'll kind of learn your fastest way. Now, I get a lot of comments that a lot of my videos are right to the point and very quick. Well, I've been in the salvage business all my life. When you're in the salvage business, everything has to happen quickly. You might have a customer at your counter. We had guys that showed up for a motor like out of a 1066. So when they showed up, you had to go out in the yard to get it taken apart. So you had to find the fastest way to do it. 3/4 on the key switch. So now we're down. We're going to go to the side here. We're going to remove the hydraulics on the cylinder right there. We're going to have a little bit of an oil spill. It's going to take 7/16 to do that. So we're going to pull that. These are like cat fittings. They have an O-ring right there. If I can find that. There it is. We're going to put that back. I save all these little parts. You never know what somebody's going to come in for. They lost it, taking it apart, or whatever. I'm going to start taking the valve out and getting it loose. We're going to get the battery tray here next. That takes 7/16 also. This is what's holding the tray in for the battery. Now the tray is loose on the left-hand side. Now you notice I'm putting the nuts back on this hardware here. I use a lot of that hardware. Anything that's shiny, I keep. I know I said that before. Saves me a lot of money, to be honest with you. Now we're going to unhook the one feed line. There it is. Going to unhook the right-hand side of the battery tray. What I'm going to do is start taking the harness out, and we're going to drop it right down. Because I'm going to sell this harness right here. Somebody's going to want it. Somebody's going to come in and need it. There it is right there. We're going to that's a reverse switch. And we're going to take this bolt out here. And we're making progress. Right here's the choke. Going to push that off to the side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this cross piece. We're going to remove the dash, and then we're going to have access to all the hydraulic lines and everything. So we're going to remove the front bracket first, and then we're going to do the shifter. To do that, these are 5/16 bolts all the way. That's what I really like about a Cub Cadet. Everything is about the same. You don't have to clean out the toolbox to take them apart. And that was one great portion compared to a Deere on a Cub Cadet. They were well organized, they were well thought out, well engineered. Now when they went to the 3000 series, things changed. I'm not a big fan of the 3000 series. I know a lot of people are. They are just no Cyclops, to be honest with you. Yeah, they handled nice and everything, but the International Harvester design was just so much better. I'm sure I'll get some fan mail on that, but if you worked on a 3000 series, guy was in here the other day and he was talking about he had to change the front belts on the vacuum for the dry because they don't have an electric clutch on them. And he was complaining about it, and I thought to myself, I told you, a 3000 series is just no Cyclops. Yeah, they're older. Cub Cadet went backwards, not forward with the 3000 series. That's my opinion, and that's only my opinion. If you feel the same way, let me know. I'm sure I'll get some fan mail on that. I get quite a lot of fan mail on my opinion, and I'm okay with that because everyone has their own opinion, and that's fine. So the next thing we're going to do before we unhook the shifter right here, we're going to take this supply line off right here. This is a return, I'm pretty sure. We're going to take that, and it's 7/16 on the back side. You're not going to be able to see it. That was one portion of a Cyclops that wasn't one of the greatest things. Is this line right here is a little bit difficult to get out, and they had problems with them. So we're going to get in here with a 1/4 inch. Now I'll take apart this whole dash. Actually, I'll probably keep this one here because this one isn't rusted out. And actually, for a long time, this machine was stored inside. So it's not rusted in the normal areas. Apparently, they had a good battery always in it, because a lot of times with these Cyclopses, the battery dripped down, took out the tray and everything. To find a good Cyclops battery tray is pretty difficult, and this one is good. Probably made a little bit of difference. It had a cab on it. If somebody's interested in that cab, just let me know. We're in pretty good shape there. Now we're going to take off the shifter. 16ths in the back side. It's 1/2 inch on the outside. It's fine thread, 5/16. That we have the shifter off, let's take now the gear shifter is all unhooked, and we should be able to just take out these last 2 bolts right here, and we're going to be in good shape, and that dash is going to come right off in there. With no interruptions, an hour and a half, I can take a complete Cyclops apart. My problem, I have customers coming in and out. A lot of times you notice on my videos that it doesn't quite mesh. Well, the reason why is I had a customer come in, and right there is the dash is all out. So we have the whole dash assembly. This dash here is in very good shape, and definitely going to save it, because this dash here is just in super shape. Right down to the power steering. We're going to move the harness a little bit. We're going to fold it back just a little. Right here's the lift cylinder. And now we're going to take the supply lines off, and the hydrostat right here takes 11/16. My crowfoot wrench just to hold them. I'm gonna spray that down with some WD-40. Now these lines right here, they go bad quite often, to be honest with you, but these machines are getting old, so you're going to see these parts start going. A lot of people are using these machines to still mow with. I definitely am. My newest machine that I use to mow my lawn is a 97. So, being in the parts business, I have endless supply of parts, so I probably will never use anything different. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the front of the machine, and we're going to unhook the power steering cylinder from the front end. There she comes loose a little bit. Let's see if we can get it now. Now we'll screw that out, Actually, this one's gonna come right out. So we're gonna put the nut back on. This one has a little washer that goes between it. It's not in the grandest shape, but it is there. So we're gonna drop that cylinder down, and the only one we have bolt left is this one right here. And we should be in pretty good shape. We should be able to pull that power steering right out of this machine. Bracket that holds that whole orbital motor in it. It did work. It was not even an issue. But that was it right there. So we're gonna pull that right out. And there we go. It's all ready to go, and we'll see if we can find a customer to buy this. We sell a lot of cylinders here and orbital motors and steering wheels, especially with the emblem in that center piece right there for the steering wheel. Sell a lot of them. So like always, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and we'll see you on the next video.